Hey, I want to show you in this video how to easily make an on-plane golf swing. You can learn how to do this. It's not that hard if you have the right feels and the right drills and the right mental images. So if you want to learn how to make a golf swing that's on-plane and will function quite nicely for you, then stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter than I ever have before. I would love to show you how to do that too. Okay, let me give you a couple of easy exercises that are going to help you make a really good shaped golf swing that you might say is reasonably on plane, enough to hit the ball really straight all the time. If you're standing up very tall, put the club out in front of you, about even with your navel, so just above your belt by a few inches. Now, I want you to pretend for a second that you got the club just resting on a counter, like a kitchen counter or a bathroom counter, whatever's around this height. Now, imagine for a second that the counter runs, it's kind of like a donut, like a half a donut around you. And how easy would it be to simply keep the club shaft flush and just swing it back and around this counter? Now, we can add in the independent variable of the wrists without having to manipulate the angle of the face. If I just watch this wrist action, I can advance and wind up the club, and I can keep the toe of the club straight up and down and not twist it open and shut. So I'm keeping the club face square to the arc that it's traveling on. Now, for this swing, we would need a 3.5 foot batting tee. So that's not going to do it because a tee that high is illegal the last time I checked. So we're going to need to get this down closer to the ground. So instead of standing tall, I want you to practice this in front of the mirror. I want you to get your shoulder blades back, tuck your stomach in a little bit, and get your spine a little straighter than you normally is if you're a slouch. And bow to about 30 degrees, which is about here, with your back reasonably straight. Now, because you've now bent forward, you've taken this flat circle like the equator of the globe. Now imagine that the globe is 30 degrees on axis, and now the globe is got some up and down to it as well as round and round. And so that same swing of the club shaft around those kitchen counters is now going to go a little more up and down than it did before. It just went flat. And so here's your 30 degrees of bow. Now if I make the same swing around my navel, it looks more like this. Now you're starting to resemble a really nice golf swing there. So you might start with just some half swings. Again, I would practice both of those moves before you get to the course. So here, flap it along the counter like this. Practice bowing. Now remember, you've bowed, and so you're not going to keep going around on a line. That doesn't work like that. We've got to keep the shaft on now a 30-degree pitched counter, which will look like this. And so you can very easily take that into a swing here, even just a half a swing. you can start getting some really great results right away. Remember, if you want the distance in there also, don't forget to add the independent snapping of the wrists while keeping the toe of that club up. That'll make it come on in square to square around the arc. And so we've got power, we've got direction, we've got everything we want. So give these exercises a try, combine them, and see if you don't come up with a better version of a golf swing than you're currently making. It would be very exciting if you could make some big upgrades this easily. Hey, for more great videos like this and articles too, head over to my website, hititlonger.com. Got hundreds of them there for you waiting, and I think they'll all make you a better golfer. In the meantime, I'm Steve. Thanks for watching. If I don't see you in the next video, I hope I see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.